Let us appreciate Hillary. Our next sponsor, we also have, let's stand here, Hillary. And then we also have UNICEF Education. UNICEF Education, again, we have them at the back. Let us appreciate them for their sponsorship. That we like one of the representatives to come to the front as well. We also have Melvin's Tea. Melvin's Tea at the back. You can see them. Let us please appreciate them. And Melvin's, of course, the chief guest is from Melvin's, and so she will be able to have more time to speak on this. Then we also have Kenya Primate Research Institute, which is also one of our sponsors. I would really like to appreciate them as well. I don't know if their representative is here, but let us celebrate them in absentia. I just wanted to have this team here to say a word, what they do in 1 minute, so that then we can begin the conference.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us from UNICEF here this morning. Welcome. My name is Catherine Roberts. I'm the head of immigration at UNICEF. We're an organisation that helps you as students when you're looking for your next level education. We're there to guide you through the whole process, help you alongside your counselling team here, your careers department, help you decide what it is you want to study, where and which university, help you with your university application process, and then also help you with the visa application process. Because there's no point doing all that hard work, all your studies, getting the grades that you need, getting into the university that you've chosen, if you can't then travel, if you need a visa for that country. So we help you with the whole end-to-end process, and the best part of everything that we do at UNICEF is a completely free service. So we don't charge you, your parents, anything for all the services that we offer. So thank you, good luck everybody.
Thank you.
Hello, good morning to all. My name is Hillary. I'm with the Swiss Education Group. We are an alliance of 4 universities in Switzerland. And what we're going to do differently today is that I'm very happy to introduce my team at the back, that is Melody and Charlene Joy, who are actually at the moment on holiday but are enrolled in our schools in Switzerland. So please, if you have any question about Switzerland, about studying in Switzerland, please get to listen directly from them, and they'll be happy to give you much more information. Thank you.
Great, let's appreciate them again. So as we embark on this journey today, remember the immense potential within each young leader that is here today. And through the discussions, networking, and shared experiences, we will gain deep understanding on how enterprise education shapes our future, and that is why we have these leaders and entrepreneurs to be able to guide us. I want to wish you the very best. A big thank you to all our judges. We have 5 judges today, and I would like to mention their names. We have the lead judge for the seniors. We have George Kahoga. George Kahoga, wherever you are, please can wave. George Kahoga is experienced in all this that we are doing today, and I'm sure they will do a good job. We also have Lisa. I'm sure that you all know Lisa for Hillcrest Young. Passionate in entrepreneurship as well. We also have Brian from Kinetic Education, one of the judges as well. Let us appreciate Brian. Of course, we have Hillary that I've just introduced, and then we have Kathleen, who has also has spoken to us this morning. I want to introduce now the MCs of the day. We have 2 students And we have Ms. Odelia and one external MC who is on his way. And so I would like to introduce them. Please come to the front, and they will be the ones taking care of our entire day. We have Ms. Odelia. Let us appreciate her. Neil as well. And we have Ratap. Let us appreciate them. Right. So do the job we have hired you to do. Thank you.
Good morning, guys. As you heard by Mr. Kodak, my name is Ratap Singh, and I am your host for today. I am joined by my good friend.
Morning, guys. My name is Neil Hill, and we're hoping to have an amazing event with all of you. And yeah, I think we should get started.
So I would proudly like to please Orchestra team, can you please clap for the orchestra team who will do our interludes for today? Round of applause. Come on. So, orchestra team, take it away.
Wow, that was amazing. Wow, Pratap, how was that?
I think it was absolutely spectacular.
Oh, I agree.
So guys, can we please give them a big round of applause for being the best. So now, we would like to welcome another speaker. She is a seasoned entrepreneur and dynamic business leader with over 28 years of experience in manufacturing, real estate, and corporate governance. She's renowned for visionary leadership and expertise in driving growth, innovation, and market expansion. She's a founder and CEO of Melvin Marsh International Limited, recognized for building a leading flavored tea brand, and Azizi Realtors Limited, a successful real estate company.
So can we please give a warm welcome to Mrs. Flora Otai, the founder and the CEO of Melvin Marsh International.
Good morning, class. Oh, well. Good morning. Just let me begin by congratulating those of you who are here. Let me begin by congratulating you for actually making time to come here. And I think by the time I'm done with my story, you'll know why. Get out of my house. You're going to be a failure. This is not how we brought you up. This is not what we expected of you. These are the words I remember about 29, 30 years ago. Imagine the confusion when I had just found out. And I was so clear, this is what I want to do. And I come home, and I bounce into the living room and I tell my parents, by the way, I quit my job. It was only 9 months. I'd only worked for 9 months. And I thought I'll get a pat on the back, like, what do you want to do? And let's do something. And they were like, no, actually get out. So they asked me, what do you want? And by the way, who do you think you are? This is not. And I was like, you guys. I mean, I did all the schools, I studied abroad, and I was following a career. I was doing accounting. But if I circle back and tell you how I got there, I was one of those students who are not really clear what I wanted to do. Life is okay. Life is fine. I'm sure you guys are not like that. The fact that you're here, clearly you're not like that. And so then I went into college and I got to the stage where they started saying you have to call your career what you want to do, and I did a general business degree. And I think one day the career master told me, hey, it is now or never. You have to tell us, you have to choose. So I get on the phone and I'm telling my dad I'm in so much trouble. They're asking me to choose and I don't feel anything. And he told me, oh, just say accounting because you're good in accounts. So I said, okay. So I told him accounting. So I finished my degree and then I went to start doing accounting professional exams. I came back home and obviously the next thing you do is you get a job. So I got a job and I got an audit job. So I started doing audit and I started going to industrial area. But all this time I'm still very mediocre, loving life. But now during that period is when I would go to the factory floor and I'd be like, this machine is going to turn out. I think the first place I went to is, it was called PJ. They used to do cornflakes and sweets. And I'd say, this can turn out that. And if you put this in here, then I went to a wheelbarrow, and I saw them hammering the wheelbarrow. That was not so transformational. And I went to various different businesses. And what would happen is my boss would come during lunchtime to check the files. Obviously, you're supposed to be auditing, which is checking numbers and everything. And of course, I'm not on my desk. I don't even notice she's come because I'm so excited on this shop floor. So I then went into professional exams, a couple of, so you do yours, they're called CPAs, Certified Professional Public Exams. So I did the exams and I barely, I just used to pass. I was one of those guys that didn't like too much trouble, didn't like too much attention. But one day, the dean of the school called me out and he said, "Can I meet you?" And I said, yeah, no problem. And he asked me, "Who's paying your fees?" And this is when I knew this is a trick question. So I refused to answer. And he said, "Who is paying your fees? Is it your office? Is it your parents? Because obviously it's not you." And I wonder, what's wrong? Remember, I don't like trouble. And he tells me, "I've looked at you, and I mean, I've seen how you behave. You barely make it to class. You barely pass your exams. You're not here." And I said, "It's true." And I told him, I don't know how to bring out what I want. And he asked me, "What do you want?" And I was still struggling. And then I explained what I'm really enjoying. And he told me something that has never left me. He told me, "Do not chase mediocrity, because that's what you're doing. You're living somebody else's life. Who said you have to be employed? Who said you have to be here?" And I looked at him and I'm thinking, do you know where I come from? You guys know your folks, right? You're the kind of people you can just rock up and give them interesting news, because 30 years ago, it was not celebrated to be in business. In fact, when you're in business, they used to think you're a failure, you couldn't get a job. So anyway, I came home that same night, couldn't sleep. Next morning, went and I wrote my resignation letter, went home. Went to the office and I gave it to my boss. And she looked at me and she told me, "What you going to do?" And I told her, "I don't know, but I really am enjoying those factories we've been auditing. And that's what I want to do." And she asked me how. And there's no cute word like entrepreneurship, by the way. So I said, and obviously she could see this is a lost person. And she told me, "Go pick up this file, this file, this file, and this file, and come see me in my office in an hour." So I did. And she said, "Look at the turnover 10 years ago, look at the turnover. Turnover is sales. How much are they making in money? Look at how much they were making 10 years ago. Look how much they're making now." So a lot of them had taken a nosedive. She said, "Look at these ones, look at these ones. Some were doing well." And she said, "Let me tell you what is the difference. These ones went into trading, just buying and selling anything. No real direction. These ones went into building a solid business with a legacy." So I told her, "So I can leave?" And she's like, "Suit yourself. You're not dealing with me, but that's the only advice I could give you." So I went home again. And remember, there was last night's lecture. So now I started, you guys know how you manage the folks. Huh? You come late when they're not there. And then when they're leaving in the morning, I'm not awake. So we played this cat and mouse game for like 3 minutes. Then one day they just said, "Listen, you need to sit and talk." So they said, lunchtime, they used to come home for lunch every day. So lunchtime, we sat at lunch, and then they said, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "Business." I wrote business. I had no clue. So I'm sounding quite confused. So I said, "Pass me the food, pass me this." And then I said, "Can I have the salt?" And they give me a plate. I'm like, "What's going on? Why is this like this?" And it was wet, and it was purplish. It couldn't even get into the salt shaker. So I'm like, "Why don't we have dry, free-flowing salt that can come out of the salt shaker?" And my mom looks at me like, "See, you're not looking for an idea. Go do that." And I looked at her and I was like, "Not a bad idea." So anyway, I toyed around a couple of days, and we didn't used to live far from Kapete campus. So I went to the campus, the university, and I said, I'm looking for the dean, I want to go to the food technology department. I was showing somebody, and I told him, "I want to make this salt free flowing." So now I've carried this thing in a little paper. It was wet. So I said, I don't understand how you can sit on a table and salt doesn't come out of a salt shaker. You guys will not get this, just trust me. Because you guys have come up at a time when there's dry salt and everything. We actually put rice, go home some of you and check your salt shakers. People put rice to absorb the water because salt will always, it's hygroscopic, it will always attract moisture. So I said, no, people don't need to do this. I've seen it, and I know it's possible. So anyway, long story short, this lecturer shows me what to do, and I come home and I say, "This is what I want to do." So my mother's like, "Okay, fine, so do." And I said, "All right, and you're going to give me money?" And they're looking at me like, "Are you okay? We gave you a job, we gave you an education, wherever, you studied abroad, you're back. This is your decision, this is your life, this is up to you." So I sit back again and I'm thinking, how is this happening? Yet I had a brother, he had a different path. So I'm like, what's going on? Completely confused. But I didn't want to quit, I couldn't quit. I think Mr. Dan talked about, I wanted to do my thing, and who are these people? And yes, I know they're my parents, but no. So I went out into the market, and I went to the banks, and I would say, I'm looking for money. And they're saying, okay, no problem, sit down. So what do you have? And look at these guys, like, what do you mean? I have a good idea. And they're like, you need security. I'm even asking them, what's that? I remember something I read in college. I have to give them something, so they give me something to secure their money. And I'm like, no, I just want money. I can't even quantify what I want, because remember, I have no plan, I do nothing. Anyway, long story short, I found a fund that supports young youth and women. So they said, if you do this class for 2-3 weeks, we'll teach you all about money and how to write a business plan and everything, and we will give you money, but somebody has to back you up. But we'll give you double what they back you up. So I come back home and I'm like, hey mom, this is what I found, and I'm again so proud. Can you guess what happened? Can you guess what happened? I'm shooed away again. Like, this is your drama, not ours. So I don't know what to do, so I duck and dive, and I'm still working with my things, and I still know what I need. Eventually, anyway, my mother is a sucker for business because she's a business person. So 3 weeks later, she said, okay, come. And she took me to the bank and she said, I will secure her, but you keep mine in my name and hers in her name. And the manager said, yeah, no problem. And that's what happened. So I got a little bit of money. So I paid for what I needed. I went to industrial area, I made my machines, and I went to pick them up. And then I was broken again because I didn't have enough money. But now I had enough just to make the product. And then I started writing checks, and I told them, guys, here, take your money. I'll pay you the rest as we go along. I was good at negotiating. By the way, communication, talking, it helps. So anyway, I run away and I come back, and I go to make my product. I go starting to sell it. And when I start selling it, I start realizing how difficult it is, and nobody cares about free-flowing salt. And salt was, to buy a kilo of salt is like 10 bob. So I realized, oh my gosh, I'm not going to make money with this thing. So what do I do? So I did, one of the places I did my deliveries, they started telling me, oh, we'll pay you 90 days. I'm like, 90 days, I need the money. I don't have money. And they're telling me 90 days cut. So I said, you guys don't know me. So every day, thinking I'm going to wear them down. But when I was there, one gentleman talks about his mom packing tea. So I'm looking and I'm thinking, I need another opportunity. So I understood, I asked him what goes on. He explained to me, asked him how much does she buy, how much does she sell. I'm like, I can do this. So long story short, 2 days later, I go down to Mombasa, I learn all these stories, I come back, and I started packing my own tea. Am I running out of time? I barely started. So anyway, that is how Melvin Marsh was born. So I started with free-flowing salt, noticed it wouldn't go very far, then I went into flavored tea. So first free-flowing salt in Kenya, first flavored tea in Kenya. And right now, 28 years later, we are national, we are regional, and we are selling globally. So let me give you my message in just 3 points before I get thrown off this stage. I think the first one to you, and I need you guys to remember this, is good ideas come from solving everyday problems. It was just solved. It was on the dining table. I saw an opportunity, and I chased it. Fine, in my own naive way, I didn't realize it's not going to make me money. But then I saw another one. Everyday problems is actually what solves your whatever. What's up? That's exactly how it was solved. These guys actually started, they said, listen, communicate, I can't communicate to you. Let's do this app. These guys used to work at Yahoo. They did a quick app and they wanted to communicate. And guess why? Their status, you know that thing where you guys say about the gym, I'm busy, don't call me. That was what was exciting them at the time. 5 years later, it was bought for $19 billion by Facebook. TikTok. It's a way of communication, entertainment, communicating. IG, you guys know all these things. These are everyday problems that actually did this. The second message is be innovative. And that's what leads to creativity. Don't be afraid to be different. Don't be afraid to stand out. Don't be afraid to challenge the status quo. Had I not done these things that I did, where would I be now? Had I not been able to stand up to, at the time I thought I was the biggest problem in my life. Until you get into business and you realize there are bigger people than your parents. But at that time, that's what I thought. Elon Musk, he came out with his X Space. He came out with Tesla, the most valuable car in the world today. Had he not dared to be different? So don't be afraid to stand out. Innovation comes from challenging ways, and the way things are done. Just say, listen, let me try it my way. The third message I'll tell you is failure is just a step to success. Yeah? All right. My final one is failure. It's just a step to success. Learn to fail and fail forward. In fact, what I do is when I fail, I've learned to laugh about it. Initially, you're very, very fearful. And in fact, fear is actually what paralyzes you. And the only way to get yourself out of fear is to act. So if you're scared, have this idea, act, share it with someone. But share it with someone who can help you. And I know, just as I want to say something, peer pressure, you guys are in this whole phase. I don't want to do it, my friends will laugh, they will laugh anyway. And when you go on a different path, I went on a different path. My friends were getting big jobs, driving big cars, here I was in another pickup, doing my thing, but today, I run my own company on its own. I'm heading bigger than whatever. So, my 3 messages are: solve problems, everyday problems, innovate with creativity, don't be scared to stand out. And failure is part of the game. Make failure your friend. I have failed, I've done businesses that have failed, I've launched products that have failed, and all of them have fallen back. Finally, what I would say is dare to dream, guys. The world awaits you. Dare to dream big, because the world awaits you. Thank you.
I feel like a new man, honestly. Oh, man. Can we just have another round of applause for her, please?
Absolutely incredible. Before we move on, can I tell you a joke?
Do I have to?
Yeah. So, I just don't trust stairs. Does anybody else just not trust stairs? Because they're always up to something. I don't know what, but they're always up to something. I don't know what.
And moving on from that as quick as we can, I would like to invite a few speakers. So Ms. Generica Mora, the Regional Manager at Panamax Inc., Ms. Angela Murray, the media personality, and Kevin Arusa, who is the founder and CEO of Insignia Group. Please welcome them with a round of applause.
Round of applause once again for our panelists. We're so eager to know what they are all about. By show of hands? Exactly. Welcome our panelists, and we'd like to really appreciate you for your presence and for allowing us to actually get to know about your expertise. So there are a series of questions. Thank you, Pratap. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. And we're looking forward to know more about your expertise. We'll have a series of questions just to get to know you more, and probably we could just get started. Can you tell us your names? What do you do?
Good morning, Hillcrest. Come on, I need more energy. Good morning, Hillcrest.
Morning.
All right, my name is Angela Wambui. I am a media personality. I also run 2 organizations, one of them being a charity organization called Heals for Paths Foundation. We raise awareness about period poverty, and we do a lot of menstrual health education in different schools and communities. And I also run another organization called Sister Speaks Global, where we do a lot of female-centric events. We help women develop their skills in leadership, entrepreneurship, and building their dreams. So that's what I do. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Okay, so my name is Generica Mora. I'm the Regional Sales Manager for Panamax. Panamax is a fintech solution provider for telcos and banks. So my specialty is in the banking sector and telcos, but right now I'm in the banking and I'm in charge of 35 African countries. So I'm glad to be here and I really want to hear your question. Thank you.
All right. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Kevin Arwasa. I'm a founder and group CEO for Insignia Group. This is a company that I founded about 17 years ago. And we're in the business of solving automobile issues and also in the petroleum sector. Petroleum, we are in the retail space and distribution as well for petroleum products. It's very exciting. I liked what our keynote speaker mentioned, and we're here today to make sure that we give you a reason as to why you need to be one of the factors of production. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Our actually educated us on telling us to be daring to be different and fail forward. So could you kindly share with us your worst failures and your successes? Can go around, no problem.
Ms. Flora, you're not speaking anymore? Okay. So I love what Ms. Flora was talking about. Failure is not a big deal as long as you learn from your mistakes. How many of us in this room have ever made a mistake? Okay, I think everyone in this room, yes? Because we're human, and that's how you learn, and that's how you build yourself. So when it comes to mistakes, there's countless mistakes that I've made. But I'm never afraid to try something new. I'm never afraid to put my talent out there. We all have our God-given talent. So when it comes to mistakes, so I started out in the media industry about 8 years ago. I work at a radio station called Capital FM. I'm a news anchor there. And when I first started working there, I didn't know so much about politics because I didn't grow up in Kenya. I grew up in the US. But I moved to Nairobi, and I remember my first time being on air, there were so many blunders that I made on air. But, people laughed at me, people made fun of me on social media, but the whole point is to keep going and keep pushing if you believe in what you're doing. And so that would be my 2 cents on failure. Keep going.
Okay, failure. I think for me, it started off from a young age. Growing up, my parents were doctors. So growing up, I wanted to be a doctor, but I never understood what it meant to be a doctor. So I remember when I finished my high school, I applied for a school of medicine, and I liked it not. But the first year, I dropped out. I didn't like it. Why? I just wanted to be a doctor, just because I wanted to be a doctor, but I never looked at my passion. So maybe one thing I can say, for me, I feel it's a failure, because I was for me, I feel it was too ambitious just because I saw my parents being doctors. And one thing I did a business degree, and funny enough, I wanted to get into entrepreneurship, but my 13 years of experience bounced me back to IT. So it's funny, right now I want to do another degree in IT because I'm realizing as a young girl I never went to understand what I wanted. And for me, I feel you people are very lucky that you are having these sessions, that you're able to sit down and think what you want to do. Don't do something because maybe your mom is a pilot or maybe because your mom is a doctor. No, check onto what you want to do. What is that thing that you really love? And 13 years down the line, I realized, wow, I love IT. Being tech is just awesome. So for me, I feel that was a failure as a young girl, but 13 years down the line, boom, it's getting me so much happiness. I think you asked about success? Yes, so about my success, which I feel is so nice, because I chose what I loved later in life. I moved from hospitality industry, moved to the ERP systems, and then moved to banking. And since then, I've seen growth, moving from a business executive to a regional head. And I lie you not, I think I'm the only black in the office. I'm the only woman black in the office. So that gives me very much satisfaction, and it's fact that I'm able to take charge of 35 African countries. So for me, that's my success. So I chose later. After my failures, I sat down and thought about it, and it's giving me happiness. So choose you and choose happiness. Don't do because your mom wants you to be a doctor, your mom wants to. Choose what you want to do.
Let's give her a round of applause. That was a powerful story. I love that. So I did not talk about my success. So I think also when you're starting in the real world, sometimes you don't know what you want to do. Even as adults, we're still trying to figure out life, trying to figure out what fits best for us. So my advice when it comes to success is building on what you know you're good at. If you're good at art, digital art, if you're good at speaking, if you're good at fashion, if you're good with your hands, just find out whatever your natural talent is, keep working on it because that's what's going to lead to your success. So even my journey into radio, I never knew I wanted to do radio. I never thought about doing radio. But when I was in high school, when I was in middle school, I would do a lot of speech competitions. I didn't know where it was going to take me, but I loved speaking. But I was a very shy person as well, but getting on the mic, I loved being on a microphone. And so for me, practicing my gift, practicing my talent eventually led me to my career, which is in radio. So my advice when it comes to chasing success is practice your talent and perfect it every single day.
Impressive. Before we get to the gentleman, a round of applause for
Okay. I probably want to, look at it differently and say that I think failure is a state of mind. And why I say this is because of the limiting beliefs that we've had for decades of what failure is defined as. My background, when I grew up, if you don't get an A, your guess is as good as mine. You're regarded as somebody who has not done very well. And remember, anyway, we have all the grades. We have A to, which is the last grade? Is it U? And they're all supposed to have the honors, isn't it? I mean, everybody's supposed to get a grade from there. And this is why we all cannot get A's, and also we all don't have to get the U's. But the interesting thing about this limiting belief is that it's up to you to understand your potential so that you are able to define very well what failure is. That's number one. And because it's a state of mind, then I always encourage that it's good to work on the strength of our minds, on how we think about how we do things differently. So I'll talk about my personal experience. I want to confirm to you that I never got an A. But I also want to give you the good news today. I know I'm not a failure.
Wonderful.
And I'll demonstrate to you how. I don't know whether the young people here have been taken through the factors of production.
They must have. Let's see by show.
How many of us understand the factors of production? Let's go. Which is the first one?
Shout it out.
Shout out. Land. Very good. Another one? Labor. Another one? You guys are A students. And the last one?
Yes.
I didn't hear that.
Enterprise.
Is this what they call entrepreneurship? What did you say? Capital. Well, I'm told there's a new one. Yeah. Internet of Things, isn't it? All right, so out of the 5 for today, I think out of the 5 that we have today, the reward for land is what? Yes. Money. Very good. But as well we can call it rent, isn't it? Yeah? And capital?
The reward for capital?
The reward.
Yes?
Interest. Very good. The other one? Labor. Salaries or wages. And then I'll end at the fourth one, which is entrepreneurship. What is the reward for entrepreneurship? Sorry? Business? Dealer. Oh, okay. That's good. Another one? Profits. Fantastic. Profits or dividend, okay? Now, my fellow fellows is reminding me about the last one, which we said is the Internet of Things. And she just said it's technology, IT stuff, isn't it? Yeah. So, fantastic. So, I just wanted to confirm to you that having not achieved an A, in the grand scheme of things, I have managed to be an entrepreneur for almost now 17 years. And the biggest job of an entrepreneur is to do one job. To put together all the factors of production and make sure you have a profit and dividend. Are we together? Are we together?
Yes, we are.
So it means that as a good, skilled person with an A, I'll give you a job for you to make sure you produce. If you have some bit of money, like our fellow parents said in the bank, and you have a very good idea, I'll come to you, you give me the money. And of course, if the other one was, which is the other one that we said? Land. If you have a good piece of premises, I can come to you and you can be able to give me at a rent. So it means you can put all these factors together and be able to make profit or dividend, and that's what we've been able to do. So I think that's the success part of my story and also the failure part of my story. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Now, one common thing that is clear-cut from the three of you is you have your own personal recount on how you got to that business that you have. So we also have our prep students, year 6, am I right? Year 8, yes? So down to year 8. Could you kindly go down the memory lane and tell us, did you see yourself at this point while in high school? Being this creative, innovative?
So when I was in class 8, definitely I did not picture myself doing what I'm doing now. So when I was in school, my dream actually was to be a science teacher. I loved science, I loved biology.
Wow.
That was something I was passionate about, especially, girls in science. But again, like I said, sometimes you don't know where life will take you. You might be studying biology and you might end up getting into media, which is exactly what happened for me. So the thing is always being open-minded, and also when an opportunity presents itself, be ready to rise to the occasion. And that is how I ended up where I am and what I'm doing.
No, I don't think at grade 8 I knew I would be here because I knew I would be a doctor like my dad. So no, I think as you grow, your ideas or what you want to be change over time. For example, what you went through from primary school to secondary, totally different. So you come together, maybe you love math more, or maybe you don't love English. Personally, never loved languages, which was very weird, but loved the sciences. So as you grow, I think from year 8, no, maybe yes, some stick to what they want it to be, but I think over time it evolves. Over time it will evolve, but learn with yourself as it evolves with yourself.
For me, I just wanted to be a pilot. I just wanted to be a pilot. I didn't care what it takes to be a pilot. And where I am today, I now want to own my own aircraft.
So for me, EI, I had no idea, but there are characteristics I look at and things, habits I had. Like now, my parents used to have this magazine called Directors, and I would read from cover to cover. And I'd ask them, what is this? What does this mean? So already my mind was already in the whole business field. I think also in EI, the other habit I had, which is very necessary for an entrepreneur, I didn't suffer FOMO too much. I know you guys, it's a big thing. I didn't suffer, so if I really wanted to do something, like find out something, I could go to an auntie and just ask, spend the afternoon with her, and not feel I had to be with my buddies. So those are characteristics that I tend to find that don't surprise me now.
Year 8, anyone who has gotten a piece of advice from that? By show of hands? By show of hands? Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you so much for walking down the memory lane with us. Now, for the people seated here, the primary purpose of HiLink is for them to actually share with us their entrepreneurial ideas. So what piece of advice will you give the ones who will be presenting to us their ideas? What piece of advice will you give them?
Let me go first because I have a mic. I think, first of all, congratulations for actually stepping out. Remember I said fear paralyzes. So there are a lot of your friends and other people who could have been here, but they didn't think their idea was good enough. So congratulations. The second thing I'll tell you guys, you're going to be winners and they're going to be losers. And the winners might win here and never win again. And the losers might lose here and win for life. So my message to you is resilience is something, like I'm telling you, feedback is the breakfast for champions. When Elliot goes running and he doesn't make it in his practice, he's always timing and he says, I need to improve this, I need to improve this. So if you believe in your idea today and you don't get it, don't give up that idea. And if you see somebody else who has an idea that you like and you want to use to refine, do so. And speak to other people who have done it before. It's not only our age mates who know. You should see the amount. I never sleep with a problem. You know how in life they tell you never sleep with a problem? Okay, in our age where we are with our parents, we're not supposed to sleep with a problem. So when you have an idea, don't sleep with it. Find somebody who has done it before. But congratulations, and to those who will win, and the ones who don't, keep going.
Well said. So I think my advice to our entrepreneurs, yes, it is a competition, you'll have people judging you, but use every single moment as a learning opportunity. This competition is also a stepping stone. It's going to teach you what are your strengths. When it comes to pitching, are you good at talking about yourself, talking about your business idea? Because that's how you get investors or people to buy into what it is that you're doing and support what you're doing. And especially from Class 8 going on up, these are the years where you're meant to learn as much as you can, get mentors. If you find a teacher that you really, get along with, learn from them and learn and learn and learn. Get that big brother, that big sister that's going to carry you along the journey. But yes, no one is a failure. Like he said, failure is a mindset. Don't look down on yourself, but only use each and every opportunity to better yourself to the next level.
Indeed. I think for those who have ideas, one thing I can say is do more research. You're lucky in the age of internet. So put that YouTube, go to Google, go to Chrome, Google more about it, any information that you need. You're lucky of teachers here who can assist you on that. So I feel like you're in a good age where you have internet, use the internet. I know you know ChatGPT? Who knows ChatGPT? I think that's a perfect AI tool that you need to use. Yeah, I'm glad that you know ChatGPT. So for everyone who's there, go through ChatGPT. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, use ChatGPT. I use it even sending my emails. So yeah, do more research. And just she says, get mentors to that. Like, for example, if you want to get into entrepreneurship about tea, she's here. After this, run to her and get to know more information on what experiences she's had. So I feel like just get mentorship and research more on what you want to do.
Thank you. No, gentlemen?
So for me, I just want to first also congratulate you that you've been able to come up with something to even compete about. Competition is part of business, and what the competition presents to us is the opportunity to improve. And so for me, the takeaway will be, we must have winners, of course, and winners. Everybody's going to be a winner, and we just need to focus on improving on whatever your product is or your business is, and take it as an opportunity to make yourself better and better. And know that when you get into the marketplace, competition is part of business. I wish you good luck.
Thank you so much. A round of applause. Thank you so much, our panelists. We are grateful for, yes, a takeaway.
A lot of people do businesses because other people do. And remember I said, today if you want to start a business, solve a problem, you have heard, people are solving problems. So your problem today cannot be my problem. So like she said, if you want to do tea, please don't do tea and green tea. Do it your way. No, do tea, because consumerism, people are always going to do tea. But do it your way. When you get those ideas, see what people are struggling with. For me, I found people used to love ginger, they used to love tea, they used to make it separately. I offered them convenience. The salt, you know what I did? You know? So make sure that you're innovative, because the world is, you guys are, there's so much abundance in the world today. If I want something, somebody has it. But if I have a problem, it might not have been solved yet. So please, please, please be innovative.
Thank you. We really appreciate your insights. Clearly, we're going to take note of that. And I hope you'll be free for any of us students to come and just have a chat or two, just to get more and further insights. We appreciate you. Thank you.